Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a vision of tomorrow and, well, flipping it completely upside down. We spend so much time looking up at the stars, wondering where humanity is going to go next, that we often totally forget to look down into the vast, unexplored depths of our very own planet. So, let's dive in and unpack exactly what it would take to build humanity's deep ocean future. It begs a pretty wild question. What if the future of humanity wasn't in space, but deep under the ocean? For decades now, our absolute best engineering minds have pointed us straight toward the stars, right? We immediately think of rockets and colonizing distant planets. But this idea? It challenges that traditional assumption entirely. I mean, why cross millions of miles of empty, completely hostile vacuum when we have a massive, largely unexplored, three-dimensional frontier right here on Earth? It's a massive paradigm shift. It really asks us to rethink our destiny as a species and consider that our most viable expansion might actually be straight down into the blue. The contrasts here are just striking. Space colonization, well, it's usually pictured as cold, distant, and honestly pretty isolating. You're just surrounded by this endless void. But a deep ocean habitat? Instead of staring out into pitch blackness, you're looking at a vibrant, colorful ecosystem that is literally teeming with life. This isn't just about pure survival. It's about integrating into a dynamic, living environment right on our doorstep. The untapped potential of living among this rich marine world offers a totally different psychological and physical experience compared to the extreme isolation of space. Section 1. Building the Deep. Engineering the Undersea Habitat. Now, this concept isn't just sci-fi fantasy. Scientists and engineers are actively exploring these underwater habitats today. And what's absolutely crucial to understand here is the dual purpose of all this exploration. They aren't just looking at dropping down short-term temporary research tubes. No, they are designing for long-term human living. We're talking permanent residency. That kind of shift requires a massive leap in how we design and engineer these spaces, moving away from simple survival capsules and towards complex, genuinely comfortable environments where people might actually live out their daily lives. Just picture the sheer scale of the infrastructure required to actually pull this off. At the core, we'd need massive glass domes for human living. And these structures have to be incredibly strong, yet transparent, so we can safely breathe while staying visually connected to the sea life right outside. But obviously, we can't just stay cooped up in the domes forever. For transport, the whole system relies on external submarines seamlessly docking and departing. And as for maintaining all those structures safely under the crushing ocean pressure, that is exactly where autonomous robots come in. It creates this beautifully choreographed dance, really, humans walking safely inside their bubbles, while advanced subs and robots navigate that high-pressure environment just inches away. Section 2. AI at the helm, the brain of the deep. Look, down in the deep ocean, the elements are completely unforgiving. Human reaction times simply are not fast enough to handle the sheer volume of data required just to survive. And that is exactly where artificial intelligence steps up. An advanced AI system has to flawlessly manage three cascading priorities. It needs to monitor oxygen levels in a finite environment, it has to manage extreme water pressure to protect the structural integrity, and it must regulate the city's power systems. Because without power, there's no air and there's no heat. It's this flawless 24/7 juggling act just to keep the habitat functioning. So, the ultimate goal? As they say, advanced AI could help manage air, power, and safety, making underwater living more practical. And I really want to emphasize that word, practical. We aren't talking about a PR stunt or some daredevil experiment here. The integration of advanced artificial intelligence is literally the key to transforming a hostile underwater environment into a functioning living space. AI is the bridge that takes us from barely surviving to comfortably thriving. Section 3. The Future Reality. Grounding the concept. Just imagine it for a second. A futuristic underwater city, fully powered, glowing warmly against the pitch-black ocean night. Lights from the glass domes spilling out, illuminating these vibrant sea creatures just casually swimming past your living room window. It represents this perfect, peaceful harmony between human technological achievement and the natural wonders of the deep sea. It's a seriously compelling vision of what human habitation could actually look like. All right, let's ground this in reality for a minute. Permanent underwater cities don't exist quite yet. You obviously can't go book a 2-bedroom apartment in the Mariana Trench tomorrow. However, future tech is rapidly bridging that gap. Every single day, advancements in material science for those glass domes, breakthroughs in autonomous robotics, and massive leaps in AI survival management are bringing this whole idea closer to reality. We are watching the foundation of these future cities being developed in labs around the world right now. Which leaves us with the most important question of all. Would you live in an underwater city? Could you actually see yourself trading the open sky for a glass dome, trusting in AI with your oxygen, and waking up to the deep ocean? It's a pretty profound question about our willingness to adapt to radical new frontiers. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. If you want to keep exploring incredible technological frontiers just like this one, make sure to follow Future Tech Insider. Keep questioning, and I'll see you next time.